Hello and welcome back to part 2. Sorry, I'm gonna restart. Hello and welcome back to part 2 of spurs, bits, whips, of discussing spurs, bits, whips, crops, and flares, if that's what you call them. So, personally, I don't like spurs at all. I think that some of them, like dressage ones like this, are not too cruel. An experienced dressage rider would know not to kick their horse while using it, but I don't think I'm ever going to use spurs. Personally, that's my opinion. Hey, you all came here to see what the opinion around here are, and that's what I'm here for. I really hate Western spurs. No offense to Western, but they are just cruel in my opinion. This, I really hate that. I mean, could you imagine something spiky that pricks you going into your side? Like, I can't imagine it. I would buck them off, personally, but of course, horses don't do that because then they get in trouble and everybody thinks that they're a bad horse and that they need to put them down. So, yeah, here's some more, Western spurs. I don't think I'll ever use spurs. I think that they're unnatural and that you don't need them. I think that you can use a spur just as well as you can use your own feet. I don't think that you need them for anything. I mean, of course, if you're a racer, you might think, oh yeah, I need to boot my horse with these spurs on so that they will go faster, but I don't buy racing like that. This is just a photo that came up. This horse it's got foam in its mouth. Of course, foam, you know what foam is? It's that the horse's mouth is in so much pain that it is foaming. Here it's just showing how good the horse is, just keeping his head so nice and diagonal. So what? Who cares? The horse's mouth is dying. Can't you see this? Yep. Just dying. There's 2 bits in its mouth. How many more do you need, people? I get dressage is hard, but do you really need to make your horse's mouth foam? And here it's like equestrian blog, riding, training, popular topics, and trends, classic dressage horse, wafflery, working, and more. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, nice popular topics. The topics of your horse's mouth getting scarred. I actually have seen horse's mouth get scarred. Here's another cross country. This poor horse is a golden bit. Complete guide to polo. This is polo, actually. It has a flare on its mouth and everything. But look at the poor baby. I mean, a golden bit does not make a horse go any better. Old prover bidding for polo is delicate art. Each horse's mouth is unique. The space of the bars, size, and shape of the tongue. I think that, I'm not sure, I might be misunderstanding, but I think that here they're saying that this bit is cruel. I hope so, because I've only found a few sites that actually agrees with me on that. Now, let me just go over what we've covered so far. We went over spurs, bits, whips. Let me just see if a flare is actually something that goes in a horse's mouth. I'm so sorry if you haven't. I bet that somebody has already commented down below that a flare is not something that goes around the horse's mouth. It's not what they call it. But then again, I only posted the other part, like, not yesterday, but the day before, so maybe nobody has watched it yet, but... Okay, so... Flare... On... Or... Okay, okay, I think that a flare is just a thing on the hoof. Dang, okay, well, we're gonna go over to YouTube now, because that is where I need to go, so that I can find the YouTube video tab, so that I can find the YouTube video that, that said that, that said what, let me just go, so you guys won't hear me for a second here, I'm sorry, but, discussing, B-I-T, comma, spurs, comma. Sorry, I'm going quite slow because I'm just learning how to not go hunting and pecking when I'm typing. I'm trying to learn how to do it with all my fingers. I'm teaching myself. Okay, so crops. Discussing spurs, discussing bits, spurs, crops. No comma. And whoops. Let's see if anything comes up. Okay, I think... Okay, so I'm gonna... You guys won't hear me for a second here. So, see you back. I'll talk to you after. I just wanted to say something here. She's blobbing on, and this might take a while. So, if I have to make another thing, I'm just going to go back to Chrome. I'm going to do the tiedowns, because I forgot about tiedowns, because those are also really cool. So, if we have time at the end, we'll go here. Let's see. Tie. No. Tie down on horses. Let's just see if that brings something up. Maybe I spelled tie down wrong. Okay, so my opinion on tie downs, I hate them. Again, when I'm thinking about when I go to my area, or when I'm thinking about what I want to be when I grow up, and I always think of horseback riding. So I'm like, okay, when I'm horseback riding, what do I want to use? I always judge, how would I like if that was on me? And personally, I hate tie downs. I would hate them. My head would go flying in the air. It would never stop. It would never settle for even 2 seconds. I feel like I would kick, I would buck, I would do all that stuff, and then I would get blamed, and that's how most horses end. They get put down for having a wild instinct. So, let's go to one. So, I don't get why. I know that some people argue that it keeps their horse's head down and they need that for points, but really, you're gonna do something mean and abusive to your horse so that you can get some extra points? Like, I don't get people nowadays in the horse world. I just don't get them. And, of course, I get a lot of these opinions from different sites, but also I watch something called Think Like a Horse. It's a channel. A lot of people hate it, but I personally don't think that there's a word of unsense in it. So go check out his channel. Totally do. Don't leave any hate comments, because all of his things are true and you're just arguing with something that's true. Here's something that I hate. It's like this horse is in jail. They put this thing around his hooves that are like jail chains. Like, how do they even move? Jail chains? They really, I don't get people nowadays. They use all this stuff, and where I go riding, they don't use, where I go riding, they never use spurs. They occasionally, they don't use bits, even. I don't think that they use crops. From what I know, I'll say that they don't use crops, and, they only use whips as an extension of their arm when they're, lunging. Which is normal, because you can't really use your hand the same way. And using a rope is even worse, because if it hits your horse, then it hurts their butt even more than a whip. Now, let's go back to YouTube and see if we have time. Maybe we won't, but hey, actually, I'm just gonna end it here, because you guys have seen the flares, you've gotten my opinion on them. I hate flares, if you didn't get that sense, but I hate them. They shut your mouth closed, and I would hate having my jaw closed the whole time. I can't talk to you. Right now I'm pressing my jaw closed, and I can't talk to you. But, yeah, there are a lot of crazy things in the horse world, and the only things that I believe that I'll ever use are, the only 2 things that I have mentioned in this video that I'll use are bits, and whips as an extension of my arm. Or, if I really needed to, I might use crops, but that wouldn't be something that I'm thinking of using. Anyway, hope you enjoyed these videos. Bye.